We are live, 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 live. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family in the US, all over the world, Jamaica. We're just so happy and excited to come back to you today, another day. The Lord has blessed us and keep us and just give us the health and strength that we need, So we always blessed to know that, we are here safe and sound. And we just want to hope that all the viewers and all the fans are doing awesome and doing excellent. So before we get into before I get into any further word, as you guys know, my name is Ian Weekly, and I'm gonna hand the platform over to Mr. Ian Thomas. He is the hero of the day, the health and wellness specialist.
All right, guys, we just want to say it's a pleasure to be here with you guys another night. I know this afternoon you guys are expecting great things. We're supposed to have a guest on, Mr. Ryan Brathwaite, but unfortunately, he's not gonna be here based on what is happening in Barbados, which Ian will tell you in a conversation wise what's been happening. But instead of not being able to bring you anything, we decided to guess what? To bring some of you guys on. So already you see inside of the link, you'll see a link there inside of Facebook that anyone that wish to come on this afternoon could come on. We invite you guys in. And we know it's been a rough year. It's been a tough year. Many of us can't even wait to throw out our calendar for 2020. Can't wait till 2021 come in because it was just such a tough year. So I know a lot of us, been through a lot, but at the same time, we are looking forward to 2021. And what we want you to do, guys, is, if you're on here, just come in if you want to share, probably any little difficult times you had during 2021. What are some of the traditional events that you probably used to attend, you were not able to go to, things that you used to do, you would have not been able to do them, and just tell us the plans that you have for 2021. And for those of you that basically this platform has, bring some form of encouragement, inspiration, motivation, educate, you guys can jump on here and just tell us how you feel. If there's anything that you guys can say to us that can help us to better the platform as we go forth, because it was a tough year, but despite the tough year, there was also some opportunities that present itself. One of the opportunity was right here. You have Ian and Ian. It allows us to come together and put forward such a platform that is very inspiring to many. Also, it allows some of us to spend more time with family. All these years we've been saying we don't have enough time. This year, some of us get time more than we could handle. So we get to spend more time with our family. And as I said, we even get to venture into new opportunities, new ideas, a lot of things, a lot of people were able to pivot. And if you're one of such person who was able to pivot and want to share with us, as I said, just jump on in, hit on that link there, that StreamYard link, and type your name in and come on in and just join with us on the platform. So Ian, we're just gonna let you tell them what happened this afternoon while your guest is not here, but yet still it's gonna be a powerful afternoon, at least for an hour.
Well, as you guys know, our goal is to bring people on the platform that we believe and we know that have inspired and and the goal is to educate and motivate. So it might be a cricketer, it might be a footballer, it might be a teacher, it might be a lawyer, it might be a doctor, it might just be a fellow student, or it might just be a classmate. So the whole goal is to bring different uh, people from different forms of life. Our goal, we know that definitely have to be, as just experiencing different culture. So one of the guests that was, the featured guest there was Ryan Brightweight, and he's a hurdler. He's a retired hurdler from Barbados, and he has came up on the scene, in 2009, from being a national junior college champion to win the world champion. So many young athletes that are out there might say, well, I am running in college right now, but you never know. By the end of the year, you could be a world champion or be an Olympic champion. So just gonna keep it simple. And just I've decided that I'm just gonna say due to technical difficulty in Barbados, we're not able to bring Ryan on today because he was supposed to. He's currently lives in Barbados, and he was supposed to come on the platform today. The fact that there's some technical difficulty. I'm just gonna keep it very simple. From his side of the world, and we're not gonna have him, but we definitely want to say thank you to him still, even though he wasn't able to come on, and he pretty much let us know in the last couple hours that the situation in Barbados, that he's not gonna be able to come on. So we just want to say, look, we praying for the situation to get better in Barbados, and we hoping that all the people that may affected um, on this situation, and whatever circumstance, may be affected, we know that look, the Lord Jesus Christ is still giving us the health and strength to continue to move on, and all we could do is just keep prayers and just keep positive, and knowing that everything that that God has blessed us with, we got to focus on the positive. So you know we see Mr. Philip Walker. He You're free to come in, Philip. The link is in the chat, right now. We actually I know you have contacted me and said you'd love to get on another program, and we was working on that. So if you're available tonight, just hit that link in the chat, and it will bring you into the platform, and we will accept you. So we are looking forward for anybody else that want to come on. So you know, so guys, we want to try and make this year interactive as possible. So please feel free to share your comments. And, I know that I'm also going to be checking. So I think Philip is the first one in. So we're going to bring Philip in, and, welcome. Welcome,
Ah,
mate.
hey, hey,
Good
Philip, how are
evening.
you?
How's it going, guys?
Man, it is good. It's good. It's good. It's a blessing, man.
Good, good, good.
Yeah. We're so happy to hear from you, Philip, because we know that there's a current lockdown in Great Britain again, and I'm hearing several stories that just it's a whatever second round or third round, but
We're just about to
you
hit round three now, guys. We're
okay.
just about to hit
So
round three.
so Philip, just welcome yourself and to the platform, and just let everybody know where are you right now, and just introduce yourself.
Good
And
evening,
and
everybody.
fill us in, Philip. Fill us in on what's going on. Take the platform. It's yours.
So, guys, I'm currently in the UK. I'm in the northwest of England, so just south of Scotland. Um, I was on here a few weeks ago with Ian and Ian. I'm a big athletics fan in the UK. Travel all over when we can do. Do a bit of running myself. At some point I'll catch up with Ian. But yeah, that's where I am, and yeah. So I've just finished work here. We're just about entering. We're looking to enter lockdown 3 in the next couple of days, and we're also looking forward. Well, I say looking forward. I'm not looking forward to it. We're also about to leave the European Union. So lockdown and leaving a union. Yeah, interesting times here in the UK at the minute.
Wow. So that's some news that we're not really. I know a lot of people haven't kept up with the international news in terms of what the European Union is, but I know the European Union is comprised of all the countries in Europe, including Great
Yeah,
Britain.
yeah.
So give us an update on the COVID situation first. So what's the current status right now in GB?
So we currently have a tier system. Tier 1 is a medium level. Tier 2 is high level. Tier 3 is very high. And tier 4 is as extreme as it gets, complete shutdown. So what we are, where I am, we're currently in tier 2. We're expecting to go into tier 3 in the next few days. We had a lockdown a few weeks ago, which brought the rates right down to about 19,000 cases per day. And we're just about to start hitting 40,000 cases per day in the UK. However, we are the first country in the world to have a vaccine. But we are looking at through January and February, probably looking at all going into a tier 4 lockdown, which tier 4 lockdown means hospitality businesses like myself, and anything that isn't a major, a must-need place has to shut down completely. So shops have to shut down that aren't supermarkets and selling food. All have to shut down. So that's tier 4. Where tier 3, pubs and hospitality venues shut down. Tier 2, you can only go into a pub if you're or a restaurant if you're only if you're having a meal. And tier 1 is basically full freedom.
Okay. All right. Well, that's some definitely good information for us over here in the US and different part of the world. So Philip, what does that mean for you in terms of obviously you is a businessman also,
Yes.
so I know that as to severely what is put in place during this time for small business and just for people that's not able to work.
So the government over here have put in a furlough scheme, which means they will pay up to 80% of people's wages for the previous few months, which has been a massive lifesaver to businesses like myself. Also, there's been some when we first had the lockdown last year, we got given a £10,000 grant by the government. So about $12,000 ish kind of thing, grant off the government to be able to pay stuff and stuff like that, because of course we all had stock in that's going to go out of date, stuff like that, electricity, gas, all these things still need to be paid. So there was a grant there to help us with that. And then we also then had from the second lockdown, they gave us a grant of for small businesses of £1,332 for that 1 month. But we can still furlough staff as well. And if we get shut down, there'll be further grants as well. But there's a few more bits and pieces coming, which we'll wait and see what happens in the next few weeks off the government as well. So, we'll wait and see what happens, really.
All right, sound good, mate. I'm gonna let we got a health and wellness specialist over there, so I don't know what he has to say. I know that he's very familiar with the healthcare industry and just very knowledgeable. So, what's your thoughts, Ian?
All right, Philip. My quick question to you. Basically, we heard via the news media that there is a new strain of this COVID in
Yes.
UK, and as a matter of fact, this is affecting you guys in that some of the countries putting on a ban on people traveling from the UK, which
Yes.
even my country, Jamaica, I understand, have put a ban on you guys.
Yes.
Could you tell us about that?
Yes. So a couple of weeks ago, back in September, they found a new strain, which is 70% more spreadable than the current strain, the original COVID-19 that they found. So it's 70% more spreadable. So it's been found in a Pacific part of the UK originally, which is the southwest. So you've got London, all of that area has gone basically into a tier 4, the main lockdown. They found it now in most parts of the UK and most parts of Europe already. So that came out in September. So it's had plenty of time to travel. I wouldn't be surprised if it's all over the world by now, if I'm being perfectly honest, but people don't know it because 3 months, September, October, November, and most of December, that's 4 months that we know that strain has been out there, which is about half of the pandemic. That's my personal opinion. But also, we've now found a case of a strain from Africa, from South Africa in the UK as well. But I will point out once again, up to now in the last 2 weeks, over 1 million people, just under 1 million people have received a COVID-19 vaccine, which is the first vaccine of its type to get out there in the world. So we're very, very lucky. So they're aiming for the over 80s and stuff at the moment. I think COVID-19 we're going to see around the world now. It's just like flu. But if there is a vaccine out there, it will help stop the severity of the infection. Keep just like the flu virus does to keep what's it called? People out of hospital more, which is the idea of it. And we're also hearing that there is trials about to start for a tablet for people who've been in contact with somebody who's had COVID-19 to stop the effects of COVID-19 hitting them as well. So, we'll just wait and see what happens with that.
Hey, Ian, can I just remind you that just to say that Philip did suffer from COVID-19 early on.
No, that was my next question to Philip, and that's why I'm happy that you actually jump back on here, Philip, because some people out there they don't know the seriousness of this disease, but you being somebody who recovered from the virus itself, could you tell the people how serious this is?
Yeah, this is really serious. I'm very lucky. I'm still here. We've got to admit we've had a lot of cases, and it really worried me about you guys out in the States, seeing 1 million cases confirmed the other week, and represented by a man that doesn't seem to care. And hopefully that's going to change in the next 25 days or so, to somebody who's going to be able to say, this is how we're going to deal with it. I think that's my political speech done. But yeah, it's really serious, guys. Do as much as you can from home. Do as much as you can, because it is really serious. I was very tired. Still keep on feeling very tired from it. This is the long effects of COVID. I keep on feeling a little bit fatigued. I've been able to start doing exercise again last week. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, even 3 weeks ago, I started doing exercise again. But please just remember, guys, it's the longer lasting effects of COVID that you don't want to see, that we've seen in the UK, which is people struggling with exercise, people even struggling just to get up and go for a walk. And we're talking 4 or 5 months later. If you can, try to do as much as you can. Try to stay fit, try to stay healthy, go out and have a walk, do those kind of things, because that will help your immune system. That's my personal opinion.
All right, thank you for sharing, Philip, and thank you for also coming on earlier, because you're somebody who would have traveled for athletics, and this is a question I want to ask you. We know we all had to pivot. A lot of us have events that traditional events that we'd attend, and due to this pandemic, we weren't able to go. Was any such event for you that you had, normally would be like a ritual, a traditional, that this pandemic had basically stopped you from going?
Yeah, so usually I go to the Diamond League, both Diamond Leagues in the UK. So they were both cancelled this year. One at that fantastic Olympic Stadium where me and Ian first met, back down in London. One as well, they were going back to Gateshead, the home of athletics in the north of England this year for the first time. So that was going to be amazing, the British Trials. Also, so many Diamond League meets that I usually attend. And then, of course, the greatest sporting event in the world, we saw the Olympics cancelled this year. We saw the World Indoors cancelled right at the start of this pandemic in China, which I only attended the last one back in Birmingham. The next British Athletics has confirmed that the indoor meet in Glasgow this year, next year, will happen, but that will be behind closed doors and only commentary only allowed on the BBC. So, we're looking at next year already and thinking that we're seeing events cancelled already next year like that. And it still makes me ask questions about the Olympics.
All right, Ian, I'm gonna put the same question to you, Ian. This is surprising now that we get to question each other. Philip, we're pivoting here, Philip. As Ian said, we should have had somebody on, and unfortunately, due to what is happening, and that is the thing, we can't tell what is gonna happen tomorrow, because here we were looking for Brathwaite to come on this afternoon, but unfortunately, things happening in his country, he's not being able to be here. But the good thing is we're able to pivot. So I tell people this too shall pass. So Ian, I want to know, for you, you're also a traveler. Is there anything this year that this pandemic would have prevent you from going, Ian?
Well, guys, a very, very easy question for me. Obviously, we have, you know, from the beginning of last year, our first event that was canceled was the World Indoor Tournament, as Philip said. I was probably about 3 days from purchasing my ticket
Oh,
um, to go to China, security visa and everything, to go to China. And then it was about 3 days before we got the news that the indoor was going to be canceled. So it started out like that. So obviously, we're starting to look in outdoor competition. I was hoping to go to Jamaica. I typically travel to Jamaica for the Jamaica Invitational meet and the Races Grand Prix meet. So I was looking forward for those two competition, and it's always give me opportunity to meet up some friends and family in Jamaica whenever I get a chance. So with those cancel, and then obviously, as Philip have said again, that the next call was the Olympics, and then so many athletes wasn't able to compete for pretty much 10 months, going on to it. And we have just got the announcement again that the World Indoor Championship was postponed from last year to this year. So that's already postponed again. So it's postponed now until 2023. So the reason why it's postponed till 2023 is because there's another tournament that's coming up in Belgrade. I think Siberia, if I correct. That's already coming into place. So they have decided that they're going to move on to the following World Indoor Championship. So with all of that, with that said and done, the positive side of this year is, and I'm just going to say this publicly, but, I've been traveling for about 25 to 30 years. And this year gave me the opportunity, even though it was a negative situation, but I'm sure many people was able to spend good quality time at home, you know, with loved ones, and with just able to see the seasons. I was able to see the spring, winter, spring, summer, and fall, you know, and I haven't done that in a while. So the positive side of that is we were slow down into what we could have do, but we have gained some time with family that we always said most people always say they don't have enough time and they're busy and this or that. So on the positive side, we was able to just slow down, and I personally believe that in the long run, just you know take some time and slow down. That's going to help me my physical and health and well-being. So
Ian, can I ask you then? So, next year we've got an event in Belgrade that's already booked in.
yeah.
We've also then next year we've got the European Championships that are booked in, which are booked into Munich in Germany next year, which were moved from this year. We've then got the Olympics, and then we should have had the World Championships next year. which were over in the States with you guys.
Yeah.
So 2022, we've then got the European champion. We've then got the Commonwealth Games back here in the United Kingdom, which basically is the world again, which is basically most of the world against everybody but America and China. It is, isn't it? That's the best way we could describe it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
most
because
of
a lot of
South
people
America.
don't know what the Commonwealth Games is, so that you can't, that's excellent. Go ahead, Philip.
That's the way I describe it. It's the Olympics without America, China, Russia, and South America. That's it. There we go. We've got the Commonwealth Games. So, where do we think we're going to be? So, if we see we see the Olympics get cancelled, will we then see the movement of the Commonwealth Games move back? Because then what?
Wow. Well,
now, because there's no news yet on tickets going on sale for the Commonwealth Games, and they've only just started looking for volunteers at the moment, which they're looking for 10,000 volunteers. Now, as an athletics fan, at the moment, I'm sat here looking, going, I'm only going to go and do 3 days at the Commonwealths, because the rest of the Commonwealth the Commonwealths, I would rather save my money to go to Paris in 2024 to go and watch the Olympics instead of going to a Commonwealth Games 2 years earlier. That's where I'm at the minute. As much as I want to go to the event in my home country, you've got to look at the prices that Paris is going to be to go to watch the Olympics.
Well, it's still hard to tell exactly. We know we're talking about June and July right now. I know the Commonwealth Games schedule was changed because of the World Championship, so they have actually moved it back. Probably like a couple weeks or so.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
So obviously, I mean, you guys, in terms of how the vaccine and but it just from your opinion, is everybody positive about getting the vaccine over in Great Britain?
No, some people still believe over here that Bill Gates is controlling a woman from Coventry. They've got their Xbox control. He's got his Xbox controller out and he's controlling her with these amazing microchips that fit through a needle. Just remember, these are also the same people who wear a tinfoil hat. Also agree because 5G is transmitting COVID-19 and the Earth is flat and chemtrails exist. So, take that with a pinch of salt.
Well, I am hoping, as I said, I am not a healthcare advocate or nowhere. I'm just a regular person. I would hope that everyone try to get this vaccine.
I do as well. Yeah, massively agree. I think I would say there's a third of the country here that is unsure about it. And stuff, which I understand. But what people have to remember, we already had COVID vaccines available. So it's just how you change those COVID vaccines. We've got to remember a few years ago, we had the swine flu pandemic. We had the SARS virus. So all these viruses, all these vaccines have already processed already. So it's how you change them to match that specific virus. That is my personal non-medical background, but that's what we need to be remembering. So hopefully these things can go forward, and we'll just wait and see what happens.
All right. So as I said, based on how things are, how the people and how the citizens and how everybody receptacle to the vaccine, it's going to really hard to tell what's going to happen.
Yes.
In February, March, April, May, June. I do know that at a positive outlook, I believe the Olympics will go on. I don't know if it's going to be like a normal Olympics. There probably be some people might not want to go. Some people might say, I don't feel comfortable. So it's going to be one of those situations where, the Olympics will probably go on. I don't probably without fans. I'm not sure about what's the status in Japan, but I know the whole world got to travel there. So we believe that you know, this things won't get back to normal for the Olympics like just like that. We believe that it's
No.
going to be a process, and it might be a little different. But I am praying and hoping that the games go on. We saw that last year in Stockholm, Monaco. They was able to put some Diamond League meets on. I know you probably saw some of those on telly.
Yeah, even Norway. What Norway managed to pull off was incredible. The not how they did it. They had people in different running tracks around the world doing the event. So we thought that was quite amazing from over here. But what Stockholm, Monaco, one of my friends was about to board a flight to Monaco, and then they announced 14-day quarantine, so he didn't actually make the flight. He couldn't for his work. When they came back, he would have had to take 14 days quarantine. But he did make it to one event. I think it was in Holland, or a couple in Holland. But, it's been a hard year. I think meets will happen. I'm looking forward to it happening. And I think we can all say that we're just hoping to see some of the injured athletes that we've missed and wouldn't have made it to Tokyo.
Yeah.
Actually back, so that could be a good thing.
And one more question before you get you back over to Ian. We were supposed to have Ryan Brathwaite on here, and I know that you is pretty much very knowledgeable and pretty much understanding. You know, what's your any memory of Ryan that you could remember him running? I know that he have beat Lujan in Birmingham. He have several of his best race in the UK. Any recollection?
There's a couple. I think what we can say is every race that he ran over the UK, here in the UK was memorable. He was the Bolt. He was the Usain Bolt of the hurdles world. And then I think that baton then got passed over to Aries Merritt, the current world record holder. To see who we've seen race in the UK, I think we're very, very lucky to see some of the lineups. I think we get some of the best lineups in athletics in the world. But to have seen him in the same here in the same in some of the races that he's been in and seen that, I just think we've all been very, very lucky.
Yeah. He was fifth in London
Yes.
in 2012.
He
He
was.
missed out on the medal, but his career, I've watched some of his race all the way from Crystal Palace when we used to run back down there.
We miss Crystal Palace. We miss Crystal Palace. That was the home of British athletics.
Yeah.
Those days, Crystal Palace and Gateshead were probably the two most iconic stadiums in the UK back in the day. Miss those venues.
All right, over to you, Ian.
Yes, guys. So, as Philip would have said, regarding the vaccine, we have some mixed feelings about the vaccine. Totally, I think the same thing here in the USA. People, in terms of getting the vaccine, even healthcare workers, you have some healthcare workers who are not willing to get the vaccine as yet. They want to see what happened. Some people still with the 5G. I don't know much about it. I don't really try to get into it. But as I say, it's mixed reaction in, like, you have the good and the bad. You have people, a lot of things being shared even on the internet. So people now becoming their own researchers, into a lot of these things. And as we know, sometimes information, get twisted. So
Yes.
it's basically a person take on this vaccine that they have, coming. So it's gonna be a while to get the entire nation vaccine. I can tell you that it's gonna be a little bit difficult, a little bit tricky. And I've been around a lot of people. Some people say, "Hey, I'm just not taking it." Others can't wait for their turn. So with that, I know it is a challenge, and it's just like this year. This year total is a challenge. Just even making decision. So as I would have said, a lot of us, we would wish that we could throw out 2020, but yet we have a few more days to go. So
I think it shows how interesting we are with the pandemic when we saw that the London Marathon deferred 2021's London Marathon till October next year. Because, of course, the London Marathon usually in April. So it was good to see that they were already preparing for that, knowing that it wasn't going to happen, which I think just got us to that point. Oh, sorry there, guys. Which I think got us there to show us to the point of where we were.
Yeah.
And that, Philip, I'm pleased of some of these governing bodies, the action that they're taking in terms of protecting the athletes, and even some people in protecting workers, some business place. And that is also good measures that we have seen. We may not love all of the decision because some of us may be losing income, losing money that we take home. But I'm happy that over there in England they gave some money out at least.
I spoke to it's been quite interesting because as Ian knows, from me travelling here, there, and everywhere, I've got to know quite a lot of international athletes. And I was messaging one of them the other day who lives in Kenya now. And they seem to all be okay up in Eldoret and training hard as ever. So, sport hasn't stopped. We need to remember that. The elite side of it still going on. We've seen some amazing marathons. We've seen some amazing results this year off the track on the marathon side of it. Some very questionable results at the same time. I think we can all say that when we've looked at some of these times in 10,000, in 10Ks and half marathons going, where the hell did that come from? But I think, I was speaking to one of the Kenyan guys the other week, and training's still going on. He'd just come back in from training with a certain world record holder for a marathon. So, yeah. But, training's still going on. And I think that next year we're still going to see some amazing elite events, even without fans or whatever. And I think that's at least something to look forward to.
And Philip, with some of those time, I think this year, some of the athletes probably is having more time to train too, based on additive thing they used to do. And what people don't know, that air travel, that altitude sometimes take a hold on your body just to recover. So even the fact that you're not traveling for this event, you're in your own country under your own condition, then you tend to perform best or peak best because that's somewhere that you've been training all these years running. It's a lifestyle for you. It's not like you gotta go adapt to another climatic condition. So that may be one of the reasons producing all these time that look fascinating. But we'll see when they all get back together on the same track what happened. But really, I just want to mention here, guys, that the pandemic is serious, and the way it have affected me. I know I just asked Ian how it affected me. The negative about it for me, even though I don't travel like you guys to all these events, but I like travel for vacations. My family and I will travel every year 2 to 3 times. This year, I tell you, it's a nil. Time that I will enjoy outside with my family. My wife decides she ain't going nowhere. she's on lockdown with the kids, so that's been taken away, from me. Even some events, as we say, I play cricket. Some of the local leagues that I was a part of, we had to cancel all of those. I'm vice president for one of the league here, and every day I get a call. The guys want to play, but the county have shut the park down, so we can't do nothing about that. So some of those are things that I miss. But then on the positive side of it, I get to really spend more time with family in home. I realized that this year I got to read more. I got to listen into more podcasts, more uplifting stuff I was able to do from indoor. And we can forget about even this platform that we came together and put together this platform during this pandemic. So, there's some good takeaway. And also I was able to pivot in a way that, it have not really affected me that bad in terms of, say finances or so forth. I still manage to be working and everything. So, on my side, it's not that bad, but I know some people really been affected on the opposite side that it's dreaded. They're scampering just to keep a roof over their head, to keep the car going, the house running. And I'm just saying, if anybody's out there, there's a link in there if you want to just come in and share anything. And how is it that we're looking forward to going into the new year? Because we're all looking forward to a new year. We don't want it nothing like 2020. So Philip, on that note, I know you're also looking forward to 2020. Any plans going into 2020?
Oh, nothing yet. I think staying at home, saving lives, saving the NHS is the government tagline. So yeah, I think that's all we're going to be doing really, because if there's a lockdown, that's what we're going to be doing. Work-wise, at the moment, all up in arms still because of it. Being very, very lucky as a small business holder. I am looking at developing the business a little bit as well and moving more online business and stuff like that. But we just wait and see where we are, and with any luck, I'm sure me and he, probably bump into each other towards the end of the year, hopefully somewhere at a meet somewhere. But hey, we just wait and see what happens at the minute. And I think the most important thing that we've got to remember is I think we can all agree that 2020 should be classed as fake news.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of thing looking back. I know we still got kings and we still got kings and queens that are born that's born this year. We got people that's getting married, and I know a lot of weddings. People just went the easier route, the quicker route. Just do something smaller. And
It was a
all that.
cheaper year to get married. Weddings have never been so cheap.
Yeah, I mean, people were just
It was a good year to be an undertaker.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
But
yeah.
Right,
People,
guys, I'm gonna say goodbye anyway from the UK.
thanks for coming in, Philip.
hey,
Good to see you.
hey, Philip, we really appreciate you, man, and we so happy for you to come on and just
Yeah,
give us an update. And I mean, I know that it's after midnight over there in the
yes,
UK,
it
but
is.
it's always a pleasure, and I always think about you, man, and just let's keep in touch the same way that we're doing,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
and
Definitely keep in touch, guys.
you
Think
know,
the platform, guys, has just been incredible to watch over the
yeah,
last few
yeah,
months. You've had some amazing athletes on here,
yeah,
so for me to be on here, it's just incredible.
yeah,
Just keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, let's see where it goes, because there's so many amazing people out there who have a story to tell.
yeah.
So many amazing athletes out there who have a story to tell.
And we just want the fans, anybody might be watching, that Philip is one of the. I mean, he just loves track and field. He's a fan. He collects memorabilia, and he's also an athlete. So with all those stuff, man, he's just great to be around. He's very knowledgeable, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna see him back on this platform. It won't be the last time
No.
that we'll see Philip. So
I'd love
Philip,
to do something after an event or something like that with you guys and talk. Maybe come in the night before one of the big races or something like that
yeah,
that we run or something like that. It'd be really cool to do something like that with you,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then do some live videos or something that way.
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. I still got the video right here, Phillips, and I think I'm gonna pop it on the screen. With the great mofo.
Yeah, I'm only with Mo. The legend.
So yeah, this is hard. I'm pretty tired, but I've got a lot of sleep. I'm in bed about 8:30.
All right. So guys, this is Philip Walker. He is just a
Yeah.
fun guy to be around. he just, he always makes me happy, man. He makes me laugh,
I've missed these times, but yeah, I'm sure we can do some live events on here from press conferences and stuff when we're in the UK and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I'm sure that we need to look at that and stuff when we can.
Thank you, Philip.
All right. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, guys. Have a good one and have a safe new year, everybody. Look after yourselves, stay safe, and let's all make sure we all get through 2021 a lot safer and stay safe. God bless.
All right.
Great.
Take care, guys.
All right. Thank you, Phil.
Yes, yes, that was good. We have Philip coming there, touch back base with us. Anyone have watched that interview with Philip? We asked that you go way back in,
Yeah.
in, in our link, and you will find it in Ian and Ian. When we brought Philip on, we had a grand time, on.
Yes, definitely. When it comes down to the world fastest, the world greatest athlete, Philip has done something that many of us, people dream of. You know, people are dreaming of taking a picture or get Usain Bolt autograph. Shelley and Fraser, Mo Farah, Felix Sanchez. And when you talk about top athletes, world champions, Olympic champion, it goes way back. We're not talking about like 2008. We go way back. I mean, with Michael Johnson, Otto Bolen, so all the legends in track and field. So it's a great guy, and I'm definitely looking forward for him to, to collaborate with him. Maybe when he's in the UK, he might could give us some insight of what's going on for some track meet. So guys, we're still here. We're probably will be spend another 15, 20 minutes. So, I know I seen my friend Troy Fraser. I know he posted something on my side about their mixed views with the COVID vaccine. He's, just saying his opinion that is mixed view. And, and Philip is saying the same thing, and I've heard the same thing, and, and I said, my view is I will take the vaccine as soon as I can, as it's available to me. I have an advocate for taking a flu shot every year, so I'm just pretty much seeing the vaccine as another way to prevent the flu. And normally, when you take the flu shot, it's to prevent you from certain certain virus in the flu that they think is going to come, the most deadly virus. So every year the vaccine changes. So pretty much, the flu shot probably going to have this vaccine in it next year. They're probably going to, by that time come, this flu is going to be so bad that it's going to have a combination. So we know that it's always optimistic to take something that we don't know for sure, and with everything that there, every year a new drugs come out. It's if it's for your heart, if it's for your kidney, and sometimes you get bad symptoms from things. But you know that's why I'm pretty sure there's more than one vaccine. Right now they're up to 2 or 3 vaccines. So I'm pretty sure as the year go on, the months go on, they're gonna be more. The scientists are still working. So we're gonna keep our finger crossed. Plus, we know that the Heavenly Father, is watching over, and when He put a stop into this thing, then it's gonna be a stop. So we're just gonna give thanks, keep the faith. We can't lose the faith. We have to have the faith that things are gonna get better. Because if you don't have faith, that means it's a dead end. So regardless of the situation, we could never let the faith go. Faith is something. Without faith, everything is dead. So keep the faith, guys. Wash your hand and stay safe. Over to you, Ian.
All right, yeah. Since we're on that subject, I just want to say to anyone that is watching out there, so right now, even speaking from a health perspective, working as a nurse, I'll say let you be your own doctor for now. Simple mean, do the things that you know are preventable. Don't wait until you get the disease or this virus in your body, and that's when you start your fight. I say, we all know our lifestyle and our diet goes a far way with our immune system. And what you want to do at this point is to build your immune system. It is sad that we have not seen more of these big super giant organization pushing more for preventative care. That is real health care for me, even though I work in a sector. Is prevention. Prevention is better than cure. When I was working in a hospital, I hate when I see somebody come in trying to medicate out a disease or cut out a disease. I wish you were home running around, doing your chores, doing what you love to do best, instead of coming into the hospital to do all of this. I just encourage people, go out there, eat your fruits and your vegetable. Stay as organic as possible. We're from Jamaica, so we know our roots and our culture, which is very diverse. But we know we go back to certain things that we take on a daily basis. You could run to the neighbor house. If it's not by your house, you could get an orange here, you could get a banana there, you could get a tangerine, we used to call it, but tangerine here. There's so much fruits and vegetables. High up on your vitamin C, your vitamin D, guys, it seems based on scientific study that the vitamin D is very important. So take your supplement, get on your vitamin D. So basically prepare your body in a way that it is healthy as can be. So even if the disease come your way, your body is capable of dealing with it. You're able to recover. Philip, that was on here earlier, he would have gotten the COVID. He's still alive and kicking. You see him come on here, still chirpy, happy. Many people have not make it, and a lot of the reason is because of our compromised immune system. Some of us may, have other things going on, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart problem, you know, all different issues that we probably have had, some precursors before that is going on. Some of us, because we believe we are young, but yet still we run our body very ragged. We're not sleeping, we're not eating right, we're smoking, we're drinking, we're doing all these things that is really going against our body. And that basically is a setup for you to catch this disease and not being able to really have a good recovery process. Because some people, even though they recover from the disease, as Philip would say, you still have other lasting effects after the disease. He's still going through little issues, and that is just the nature of this particular disease. So what I'm saying, guys, guess what? Best way going forward right now is to do what you're able to do. Ian is a man over there who is a sports person in terms of athletics. A little run in a day, keep your body in shape. Get your heart pumping right. The blood circulating. Let those nutrients be carried. Around the body as efficient as possible. But as I say, your diet and your lifestyle, start looking into those two things right now. And basically, that's where I believe a lot of the conversation should be around preventative measure. But yet still, we have seen a lot of the conversation is about the vaccine. A lot of conversation is about wearing a mask, which I am gonna tell you, it is very, very, very important that you wear the mask. But what I'm saying, I would rather to see the conversation around prevention, preventative measures, really taking care of your body, your diet, and your lifestyle. Those are very important. And not wait until you get the disease, and that's when you start worrying about it. So that's my little take on it, Ian. And you know, I think that is happening, as I said, now is this year. It's been a tough year for many families. Many families would have lost loved ones. Many families would have lost their mean or source of survival, their income. So we know that it's difficult times. I've seen anxiety. I work in the mental health where anxiety and depression have basically stepped up like 30%. Suicidal rate have gone way up. And that is because of the stress of life. So it is very difficult times, guys. And we say, if we can reach out for our brother, help our brother who may be going through a tough time, let's do it. let's not just be for ourselves and ourselves alone, but see how you could help and establish. I know families have been using Zoom to have family get together. So we still gotta pivot, if you can't do the things that you used to do. And take away, guys, the year, as bad it is, let's take away some of the good memories. Create like a digital album with some good things that happened this year, that you want to take into next year, as memories. Because, as bad as it is, we did have some good things happen to some of us too. So take away the good and leave the bad part of it. Use the bad part to really drive you to seek out other opportunities. That's just my little take on this situation. All right, Mr. Ian.
All right. Well, thank you for that. So, we just, want to also let you guys know that later on, probably in 2 hours, our second guest is going to be Dinsdale Morgan. Dinsdale Morgan, and if a lot of you guys don't know about Dinsdale, so Dinsdale is, man, he is more than a brother to me. He is the one that you know helped me to get involved in the 400-meter hurdles. From Stets. It was a pleasure for him to take time out. To to give me advice about you know how to come better, and we pretty much does the same event, but we was not thinking about our goal is to we're bringing the trophy back down to Santa Cruz, boys champs. So we want to make sure that whosoever was able to bring that trophy down. So we want to give a shout out to Dinsdale and all the fans. Dinsdale, as you guys know, is a two-time Olympian. He was an Olympian in '96, and he was an Olympian in 2000. He was the Commonwealth Game champion, Commonwealth Games record holder. He's also was a Jamaica National Boys Championship. He is a Hall of Famer in Pittsburgh State University and KC Junior College. So we have a lot to talk about. He's also a good student at Stets. As you guys know that he's from the little small town called Gutters down in St. Elizabeth. And so if anybody want to know a good success story from a guy that came from Gutters, to Stetson, we're going to hear from him later on just to give you a history of, all of his accomplishment, man. And I said, he is a Stets Hall of Famer. He's a Stets legend, and he continued to represent himself and his family really well. He's retired now. He's now coaching, and he's doing a great job in the coaching. He's pretty much believe in hard work. So all the viewers that are here now, we're asking you if you have kind enough to join us tonight to have our featured guest Dinsdale Morgan. And Ian, I know that you probably got the privilege to meet Dinsdale at some point. You know, he's a St. Elizabeth guy, not from the South, but he pretty much can be from the South. He pretty much. Did you get a chance to meet Dinsdale, and what's your thoughts of this Stetson
Well,
legend?
well, really and truly, I've not met him personally. I actually followed him in terms of his athletic career, though. Once you're a Stetsonian, you're always gonna be involved in that part of it, especially sports. And being a sportsman, you guys were the one that was carrying the flags high for St. Elizabeth Technical High when it come on to boys championship. So I followed him through, and I also followed him after Stets. And I was so proud to see him representing us at the Olympics. It's a '96. He did not make it through to the second round, but then in 2000 he came back and he made it to the second round. He gave it his best shot, and we're so proud of him. He have basically carry the banner very high, and just to know that he's right at the corner there, turning into south side, as you say, gutters. And gutters and spur tree basically link. He can overlook the entire south side. And most of us know him as Lizard. So if you guys don't know who we're talking, we say Dinsdale Morgan. We're talking about Lizard, Lizard, great athlete, and as I said, he have also taken that states flag into the USA, on scholarship. And as Ian would have just named out some of his accomplishments, as you can see, he's very well decorated, and we're very proud of him. And now we're able to bring him back. And Ian himself, you have said, Ian, he was a mentor for you, so that's it. And that's what we look for in each other, to be a big brother for the next person, help to mentor somebody along, even if you and that person do the same race, because you guys were both hurdlers, 400 hurdlers, but yet still he was willing to share probably his knowledge, his experience, and probably some tactical skills in going over the hurdle, or even just running between the hurdle. And that is what we look for. A lot of us, Ian, we're very selfish, put it that way. If me and you run in the same shop, it's like I don't want nobody go by your shop. I think I'm the only one who's supposed to make the sale. And that's not a good thing. I still have kids to feed, and you have your own kids to feed. So guess what? Let both of us run our best race. Let both of us keep our best shop, best entrepreneur. You
Yeah.
know, but not to be fighting against each other. And we have seen that a lot in our race, where we try to basically fight like crab in a barrel mentality, as you'll say. One don't want to see the other one to get anywhere ahead of that person. You'd rather pull them down than help them up. And for too long, that has been the mentality for many of us. So, I'm very proud of him in that way, that he was willing to share what he know with you, also knowing that both of you guys are going over the same hurdle, same distance. But he was there with you as a big brother. So, respect and big up to the man Dinsdale. So, guys, come back here at 9 o'clock. We're gonna have the man live in living colors right on here. Altia, I wanna give a shout out to Altia Ian, one of our die-hearted fans. You say through thick and thin, Altia is always here with us. If it's raining, Altia have our umbrella out. But he's always here. And Altia, we just want to give a shout out to you. We really appreciate you taking the time out from time to time to just be here on the platform with us. You have shared the platform, and we know one day Altia is gonna be on here, just like any one of us. Altia, one of these days we may have to ask you to lead the program, because Ian is a traveler, so probably one day me and you gonna be on here, or you and Ian, but we really appreciate your time just being here with us. Every week once you're able to come on. If we don't see you on, we know that something must be going on, because you have other engagement. But you're basically one of our goal fans, put it that way. So blessing to Altia and family. Altia, we wishing you all the best into the new year. We wish that 2021 may be your best year ever. All your goals and dreams, we ask that you'll accomplish them through God's mercy, His guidance, His deliverance. I know He's gonna lead your step as you go forward. And I know, Altia, you're one of those who are always willing to lend a helping hand. For all of our other viewers and our audience who come on, whether it's only one time, even the minute that you spend on here, we also appreciate that time that you take to just even glance on the platform. And we're also gonna ask that you guys give us ideas to make it better. Because even though it was a challenging year, we still went deep and far to bring you guys I say very influential people who could share their story and their journey that will just at least encourage somebody, to get on with their life, know that guess what? I can do it, you know. Through God, all things are possible. Last night I also have to give it up to Yassas, who came on Ian at the end of the week on a Saturday night. I think that's the first one we ever had on Saturday night. Yassas came and he graced the stage with a lot of knowledge. Rastafarian faith is a big symbolism in Jamaican culture. And he was able to share a lot on that, also with dub poetry, music, his edutainer, for some people maybe hearing that word, mix entertainment with education. And he really graced the platform last night, and we really appreciate him. So much others, Dr. Cicero Wright, he came on previously and he shared on here, it's such a blessing for the platform, to see the type of people that we're able to bring on. And even when we just send out an invitation, they're like, man, we're ready to go. And that we really appreciate it. For everyone that have joined us this year since we have started on the program in whatever way, from just being an audience, a follower, or just being someone as a guest on here. We just want to say we thank you from the bottom of our heart. And we're also gonna follow in your journey. We want to see your success. And as soon as you have a success story, I say, guess what, man? Share it, share it. Let us spread it. Let's share it with another. And in closing for this little section, we could not come on tonight, even though we had someone scheduled. But as I said, a lot of time things happen that we have no control over. This one we had no control over it. The person wanted to come on so bad, but things happen that sometimes we don't have any control over. And this is a time that we have to be our best self. We have to learn how to pivot. And with that, me and Ian say, guess what? We're still coming on. We're passionate about this. We're passionate that we can just even come here and spend 5, 10, 15 minutes with you guys. Once there's one person on here, one person get a message, that is good enough for us. And that is something that we just gonna look forward to bringing you guys more of a positive vibration, bringing you guys people who are able to influence, educate, motivate, inspire, and basically uplift us, by just sharing their story, their journey, And we just thank you guys again for hanging out with us. Back to you, Ian.
All right. So in closing, guys, just want to give a few shout out. To guys, remember, join us back at 9 o'clock. We're gonna have Dinsdale Morgan, the special guest, two-time Olympian, the Commonwealth Games champion, the Commonwealth Games record holder. He's one of when you're talking about he's a Hall of Famer, and he's also a good role model for kids, and he's also a coach. So don't want to miss this one. I know that you know he's from the Noble institution, St. Elizabeth Technical, but with all that said and be done, he's also is Dinsdale Morgan. He's a good guy, and you guys know that from Winthrop Graham, Dinsdale Morgan, Cordell Simmet, there's a lot of good 400 hurdler that passed through Stet. So just want to give a shout out to I know they talk about Linville Lear. I know Troy was talking about Linville Lear. He's also another guy from Stets, and so we hope we get in touch with Linville Lear one day. Let Linville know you know, we'll love to hear from him one day. So we want to give a shout out to Miss Osborne. Miss Osborne, she is the best secretary in the world. She is a lot of people. Anybody that comes through Stets know that Miss Osborne is one of the kindest. You get a smile for free whenever you go to the office. So, Miss Osborne, just want to let you know that thank you for all the many years and the many service you have done. You know, I know we always talk about the principles, but I still believe that, yeah, in some way you should be honored, for the dedicated work and service that you have done for St. Elizabeth Technical High School. So give a shout out to Miss Osborne that's watching, and all the viewers that's watching right now. Avery Davis, Llewellyn Herbert, he was on the program, and he gave us a great story, man. I was inspired by Llewellyn. He also updated us about the situation in South Africa. and it was a joy for Llewellyn to share his story and just to seeing how far he have came from to win a medal in the 2000 Olympics, and he brought his own style, to the track, So Llewellyn, con- we want to wish you season greetings to you and your bride, and we thank you for to whenever you have some free time, to give us a shout out. So big up to Llewellyn Herbert, all the way in South Africa. And I want to give a shout out Mr. Avery Davis. He's a classmate of mine from Southwest Christian College in Terrell, Texas. First time come to America, end up in Terrell, Texas. So big shout out. We want to give a shout out to Franklin Cuff. Just join us, and Mr. Cuff just we don't have a guest for you tonight, but we're just showing appreciation right now.
Later, Ian, we have one tonight. Later.
Later, yeah, yeah. I'm talking at the moment here, so we're showing our appreciation to just for the people that support us. So Franklin Cuff, I've done a lot for Stets and the institution also. So I think I was able to recognize everyone that was able to join us, guys. So we gonna be closing this broadcast, and we're gonna come very energized, in 2 hours with Dinsdale Morgan, two-time Olympian, and just looking forward. I'm looking forward because you get a chance to sit down and ask some questions, that you never actually find the time to talk about. You have the time, but we talk about track and all this other stuff, racing. So now we're gonna, I'm probably gonna hear a lot from Dinsdale that I probably didn't know. It's always good to know, and we're still always, not learning about each other. So just gonna do that, and guys, but especially Mr. Troy Fraser, Dr. Greg Horton will be on next week. So, guys, please mark this on your calendar that Dr. Greg Horton from Horton Mentoring Group will be on January 3rd, the first Sunday at 9 p.m. And everybody that know Dr. Greg Horton, that he's an advocate for mentoring and managing and wanted everyone to make the best version of himself. And, so guys, just I'm also looking forward, but I just want to let you know right now we haven't actually posted as yet. It will be posted tonight program. So for the whole of this week, guys, you're gonna learn a little bit about Dr. Greg Horton from Excelsior High School. He's a former cricketer, and he was a national boys championship, beat the great Carl McPherson in the 400 meter. So he's also, man, the most successful 400-meter runner for Jamaica in my books. Um, you know, all due respect to legendary Bertland Cameron and Herb McKinley, but I just have to go based on the record that Gregory have won more international medals from World Championship, Olympic, Commonwealth Games, Goodwill Games, Central American Championship, NCAA Championship. He has done so much for Jamaica. And in my book, I want to say that he's a legend, order of distinction. And even though they don't have a statue of Gregory Horton out there in the National Stadium, you know, his work will continue, his legacy will continue because I believe and we believe that he has paved the way, and you find that medals are coming very easier now than before. When he won the medal in Sydney, that hasn't been done for a long time, and we still don't have another 400 medals in Sydney. So we want to give a shout out. As I said, Dr. Greg Horton will be on, and Again, Mr. Cuff, I know you have talked about Paul Bryant. We have talked about him last week. We would love to, anybody that knows more about Paul, Kenroy Levy and Mark Sr. have talked about Paul Bryant. And he's probably was going to be one of the next great athlete, but unfortunately, he leave us early doing what he loved. So big shout out to Paul Bryant. And I said, I am going to be honored to do this interview for Dr. Greg Horton next week because I've known him. I've met Gregory in 1992 at the World Junior Games, and we're still friends to this date. So I just want to say that I wouldn't want anybody better to mentor my kid because I know that he's doing it from the core of his heart and he has certain values that he stands for. And, he's a living testimony from what it's like to come from Seaview Garden and back in Almontown. I know that he was from Almontown. He did a documentary last week about he moved from Almontown to Seaview Garden. So big shout out to Dr. Greg Orton. And big shout out to, again, all the great 400-meter runner from Jamaica, Davian Clark, Michael Blackwood. We want to give a shout out to you guys. We want to give a shout out to Lansford Spence, Sanjay Erie, Brandon Simpson. I've seen Brandon Simpson welcoming back on social media. So give a shout out to all those guys. So with all that said and done, and if you ever want to come on this program, Franklin Cuff, as I said, we would love to have you on for you to give some history of Paul Bryant and yourself too. So we're gonna note that that you know a lot of the history. So again, on behalf of me, Ian Weekly, and Mr. Ian Thomas, as you guys know, Ian Thomas is a well diverse guy. He's a former track athlete. He's a cricketer. He's a health and wellness advocate, and he's also a good family man. He's a living testimony of what it's like to have faith. And, again, and he's also from the great institution of St. Elizabeth Technical. So big shout out. I've seen a lot of people are joining right now. I wish we could, continue to go on. But I want to thank you guys, as I said, for all the love and support. And we believe that we're going to continue to inspire, educate, and motivate. So if anybody ever asks you what these guys do on this program, what are you guys doing? Look, we're doing this to educate, motivate, and to inspire others. There's nothing more to add and to take. We're not doing it for nothing else. And with the health and strength of the Lord Jesus that give us the strength, we believe that, I know that if, coach like Mike Oliver, Kanai Senior, teachers at Stets, friends that I meet at Stets, if you guys, didn't support me and give me the faith and encouragement, I wouldn't be here today. So because I know all the support, and all the, just from me traveling from Montego Bay and just to feel the welcome at Stets of all the brotherly love. And so I can't be any more giving back than just to share some of the success stories that, because if one kid that was lost get found, if one person that was going down the wrong path get on the right path, that's all we want. And my philosophy is that we should not give up on anyone, no kid, no human being, because there always could be a turning point in life. Nobody know when that turning point is going to be. It might be that one person that could say one thing to you. And there's teachers that, there's a special teacher, Miss Paula Blackman Williams, that was in the home economics department that said, son, I like your humbleness and keep doing what you're doing. It inspire me. You got a guy like Conroy Daly he is one of the stats guys that inspire me, also always encourage me from the time of playing football and running track. So look, I just want to continue to do what somebody has done to me. I'm just passing it along. So guys, you guys see me on this program. I'm on this program again as a way of saying, look, guys, I'm passing the torch on. And if I could do anything, or if I'm, it's not about me really, but we might bring people on here that we might able to relate to, because we know that as Yassas has said yesterday that, it's he have said something about where we are in a village and we're all, we're all helping each other. You're mute, Ian. I'm not.
Yeah, I say it take a village to raise a child, and that is like states. It's a teamwork. All of us that come through the noble institution would have been touched in some way by either a teacher, a coach, or just even a friend saying a word to
All
us.
right. It take a village to raise a child. So when it said a village, it might not. It might be a friend, a brother. It might be a classmate. It might be a stranger. So we are just gonna continue to once we have the health and strength, we're gonna continue to move on. So, guys, I'm just again, just reminded that we'll be back on at 9. We'll just happy with the response that I'm seeing coming in right now, and we'll always. It's always. I'm always sad. I feel like we could continue to talk because
Yeah, we'll be hurting if we
yeah,
did not come
yeah,
on here this afternoon, guys. With or without a guest, we promise that we'll be here. Because guess what? There's so much that have been given to us that we are passionate about giving back.
yeah.
If even one
Yep,
word of
yep, yep,
encouragement.
yep.
Let's
Mr. Rupert Eldemeyer, give us
wow.
give a shout out to Mr. Rupert Eldemeyer for joining us. And as I said, you know, we'll be back on at 9 o'clock with Dinsdale Morgan. So if you guys could find the time. And just remember, if you can't get a chance to watch the program live, our Facebook page is Ian and Ian Real Talk. Real Talk, if you don't care what you want to type, anything. Real Talk, Ian and Ian, Ian and Ian. Just go over there and like the page and you'll get all the videos and you won't miss anything. So if you're not able to catch it live, you know, during your free time and your break and your lunch when you go for a run, you know, just remember that we're here and we're just friendship. All we're doing, we know we're far away, but we know that distance doesn't distance doesn't come between you. You could be here and you could be 1,000 miles away and we could be friends, talking. So it's not the distance that determine the friendship, because you got people that they're next to each other and they're distant. You got people that are distant. What you say, Ian?
No, I was gonna tell you to remind them also that if somebody don't even have Facebook or they don't like this form of the media, we are also on YouTube. You could share the YouTube link. It's always, and as I said, the name. At one point, I'm like to mommy, how did you end up with that name spelling Eian, Ian? But now when I look at it, Ian, when somebody type that in with your Ian, it's hard not to find us
Yeah,
because my
yeah,
Ian is a standout Ian the way it is being spelled Eian.
yeah.
It's just a difference. But really and truly, it's a pleasure. And Mr. Cuff, Mr. Eldermeyer, respect and honor everybody, as we say, we come on the program here. Have basically touched our lives in some way or the other.
All right. So with that said and done, we're going to sign off. I'm trying to find something, a clipping from one of our program that's going to come on. I think I'm going to share this one with This is Daniel England, and the reason why I'm going to share this because I believe Gregory took part in this seminar with Daniel England, and we know Gregory's coming up on the program. Daniel England was on the program also, so we're gonna. I'm gonna share two videos. I want to share this other video just for some of the. We have a lot of athletic fans on there. Back with Daniel, and just a little flashback of boys championship. I know Mr. Wellington have said that they're working to make boys championship a success next year. So we keep our finger crossed, and we have the faith that this will happen.
Rolling his way to victory in just the class 1 400 meters. Also, Hugh Paul is moving along with him. Daniel England turning up the track as they come now. His hands are pumping, the knees are going. Daniel England running for the record here at Boys Championship. He's about 10-15 meters. Daniel England takes the class 1 400. Second position. And let's see who will have enough come the time to breast the tape. Lane 1, Mirage of JC. Lane 2, Young of KC. Lane 3, Green of William Nib. Lane 4, Mort of KC. Lane 5, England of Calabar. Lane 6, it's Edwards of Camperdown. Lane 7, Pang of St. Elizabeth. Lane 8, Sayers of San Diego. Starter is on his rostrum once again. The gun is in the air. He has asked him to move into the set position. And there it is, the gun is gone. And it's an even break. And immediately it looks to be Daniel England and Dennis Mort who are making the run-in. As they come to the top turn, it's England and Mort with just about 100 meters to go. It's England from Mort as they move towards the tape. Here comes Mort. He's putting on the pressure on England, but England holds through. England from Mort. And third position going to Lloyd Edwards of Camperdown. Daniel England of Calabar takes the 200 meters at Boys Championship 89. A stirring run. He got out of the blocks early. He immediately made up the stagger. Dane Edwards and Daniel England. There they go. The champion class 1 athlete and the champion class 2 athlete doing battle. Daniel England opening up some room between himself and Dane Edwards at the 300-meter mark, moving along the backstretch. It's England from Edwards, and then JC and KC along with Camperdown. But it's going to be between Calabar and San Diego. I don't think Dane Edwards will be able to hold him as they come now at 150 meters to go. It's right under the top turn, the clock tower. It is Daniel England from Dane Edwards of Calabar of San Diego. Calabar's Daniel England is going. Daniel England of Calabar is going to win this. Dane Edwards of San Diego is running to be second. Daniel England wins it for Calabar. Calabar wins the championship in fine fashion. Dane Edwards of San Diego runs up.
Now, managing peer pressure, maximizing earning potential, and navigating scholarships were some of the issues addressed by speakers at last week's inaugural Student Athletes Summit at the Jamaica Conference Centre. As we hear in this report from Karen Madden, the summit, which is the brainchild of the Daniel England Foundation, attracted scores of young athletes.
Former Calabar athletics star Daniel England joined an impressive array of speakers, including Dr. Gregory Horton, a former national quarter miler, to share their experiences with the next generation of sports stars at the summit. England, who lost only one race in representing Calabar for 4 years at Champs, said what was shared with the young athletes is information he wished he had at their age.
Yes, we kind of let them know you're not the only person going through as a student athlete. There's other people that did it. People like myself. I went through the same crisis like they do. So we are here to share our experience and to let them know they're not alone and they can do it. Whatever you set your mind to, you can do it. As long as you have the strong determination, a good attitude in everything you do, and seize the opportunity.
Some of the students shared the benefits of the seminar.
This seminar is one of many success. It informs us about being well-rounded athletes, seeing that we are students first and athletes second. And it informs us about management of time management, managing the hype, which comes along with being an athlete and student also.
It is very important to school to the young athletes because it also builds confidence in us and also teach us how to have respect and build and how to balance our schoolwork and track and field.
Well, basically, today it's a success. It's going on well. It's just telling us about balancing our time alongside doing athletics or doing sports, which plays a very important role because you can break a leg, but you don't have any education. But at the same time, if you have an education and you break a leg, you have something to lean on. So basically, it's a success.
National coach Fitz Coleman was among the presenters.
So that they get an insight as to how they should approach seeking a scholarship and also living in a campus lifestyle, which is completely different from being at home. And I think many have gone on and have had issues because they were not sufficiently or adequately briefed.
England says the summit will return next year with 2 stagings, one in Kingston and the other in Montego Bay. Karen Madden, TVJ Sports.
All right, Ian. As I said, it's always a joy, man. I'm just a little bit emotional. Just
You gotta leave.
it makes me happy. Just to have a relive some of the moment. Daniel England was a special athlete, and we was just so happy that he was able to come on our platform and to share some of his success and his journey and some of his obstacle with us. So we really appreciate it, and hopefully one day we have a good documentary of all the guests. We'll put something together for that. All right, so guys, with that said and done, it's pity that we have to go, but say no more. That we'll be back same time next week at 6, and then we'll be back at 9 o'clock tonight. Live and direct in studio. Dinsdale, the Lizard Morgan. All right.
Peace out, guys. See you later.
All right. Thanks.